Hello students, I am respected teacher of TBS. I am taking your class 6. The subject is science and the chapter is A. In this chapter, first of all, we will discuss about our surroundings. That means our environment. Then we will discuss now about environment. Environment means the air, the living things, the non-living things, the animals, plants and all surrounding with us is called environment. That's why the environment constitutes of two particles, that means living things and non-living things. Living things component is known as biotic and non-living things physical environment component as a biotic component. That means it deals with life process and it deals with physical properties and physical nature. That means biotic is the constituent particles or constituent thing that living things can make. Abiotic physical nature, that means heat, cold, water, rain, temperature, air, water, soil constitute the abiotic environment. Now, the interaction between biotic and abiotic. Biotic and abiotic components are interdependent with each other and there is a system to give and take between the two. That means abiotic components supply nutrients to plants and plants prepare their food. Also, the food is captured by animals or human beings. In this way, abiotic component independently affect the biotic component. That means when plants and animals die, they are decomposed by microorganisms and mixed with the soil. That means the soil is abiotic. Then living things and non-living things can be interdependent with each other. Now the next topic is habitat. In the earlier video, I was discussed as what is habitat. Habitat is the immediate natural surrounding in which a plant or an animal lives and it provides the food, water, air, light, shelter and place to breathe. That means a comfort environment that animals and plants can breathe and survive. Now, the habitat can be divided as further terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial environment or terrestrial habitat means the animals live on land is called terrestrial animal and the terrestrial means the living of animals on land. It further divided as deserts, mountain, grassland and forests. That means terrestrial animals also divided as desert animal, mountains animal, grassland animal and forest animal. So in this way, terrestrial animals have some adaptive features that they can survive in their terrestrial platform or living that can adjust these four types of living habitats. That means desert, mountain, grassland and forest. Some changes occur in organisms due to their short period of time to adjust the small changes in the environment. Small changes means if you go to the mountain and you feel some difficulty in breathing, that is the condition of acclimatization. That means your body survive in the fittest form in the land. But if you go up to the height, it gives some difficulty to breathe. So this sometime changes in our body is called acclimatization. Now, further we will discuss about terrestrial habitats and first of all the deserts. Deserts means the area surrounded by the soil like soil and also the most particle of sand. Sandy particles, sands. So they are very hot during the day and cold at night. Animals and plants found in the desert have special features that they enable to survive there. That means in this environment, some adaptive features are found into the animals. They are called the adaptation. Like camel live on desert and the sheep of the desert is also called camel and it has some adaptive features, some adaptation in their bodies that they can fit for this habitat. Camels have long legs and they can drink up to more water and can store in their stomach, and fat and also some food can be stored into the hump that is found on the back of the camel that can be used further by the camel. They can keep their nostrils closed to keep the sand and dust out from this body. Other animals like rats, snakes and which are found in desert also stay in burrows during the day to keep away from the intense heat. By burrowing into the sand, they can protect their body from the heat. And also plants. Plants like cactus found in the desert can be protected by their laws of transpiration process that is called succulent plants. That is called, this property is called succulence and the plants are called succulent plants that can store their water in the stem and also their leaves transform into the spines. Now the mountains, that means mountain habitat. Some mountain habitats are mountain goats, bears and also the yak. Yak have and polar bear have. Yak have thick layer of fur and their bodies to fit it protect them from cold and they use their hooves and claws to break the ice. Again, polar bear has a thick white fur and a fat chair. Yes, the fat that is stored in under the skin, and they can feel warm by to the fur and their fatty skin. Also, its white fur merges with the snow and this is called camouflaging. That means mixing up with the surrounding. Mixing up of surrounding is called camouflaging and it helps the polar bear to protect themselves by their enemies. Also, some plants like pines and also some trees that have cone-shaped branches and cone-shaped their leaves. Transformation of leaves can be transformed into the cone-shaped that cannot store the water and snow. That means snow and water can be fallen out. Now the next topic is grassland and forests. Grassland means the grassland are dominated by grasses and few shrubs and very few trees. That means in this area the grassland is covered with many grass and trees, small herbs, and in this region many of the terrestrial animals graze for their feeding. Now forest has covered 1/3 of the earth's surface and it has dominated by a large number of trees and plants. In these forests, they provide food, shelter, shade and some physical importance. Variety of trees and plants they can provide to the animals, that means the herbivores, and also some carnivorous, that means carnivorous animals graze into the grasslands or forests by hunting their prey and mixing with the greenery. They can mix with the greenery. Like animals like lion, deer are found both in grassland and forest. Lion is a carnivorous and deer and rabbits are herbivorous. So deer and rabbits can attain their food by the green plants, and lion, the carnivorous, can achieve their food or prey by the deer or rabbit or any herbivorous animal. Now, adaptation in lion and adaptation of deers. What means? Adaptation means some adaptive features, some physical and their changes in their body. That means its eyes are placed in front of the face, it has sharp teeth, it has sharp claws, the color of the body mixes with the greenery or grassland, and it has the ability to run fast. Also, some adaptation in deer like they have long ears to hear, and the eyes of deer are on the sides of the head to give it a wide range of vision. Its long legs enable to run fast, and also these are body colors also mixes with the surrounding that can protect them. So terrestrial animals are such as desert, mountain, grassland and forest, and some adaptive features they can achieve. Now we will discuss about aquatic animals. Aquatic animals means aqua means water, and the animals that live in the aqua or water is known as aquatic animals. They can further divided as freshwater animals and saltwater animals. Freshwater animals means fishes. They have an air bladder that helps them to float in water. Their bodies are streamlined. They have fins to swim. They use oxygen dissolved in the water for breathing. That means they use their oxygen dissolving water through the gills. And their bodies are covered with scales, and they can make mucus. That means they can make their bodies into the waterproof form. Some aquatic features are aquatic plants. Plants that live in the or submerged under or out of the water is called aquatic plants. They have a root system. They have stem like long, hollow. Their leaves are broad and covered with cuticle that cannot be spoiled. Free floating plants like lotus, hyacinth have large and flat leaves with a waxy coating. That means they can make them waterproof. So, submerged plants or underwater plants can have their adaptation to survive in the fresh water or in water. Now, saltwater habitats. Saltwater habitat means some animals like fish, dolphins, octopus, squids and whales are found in salt water, and in these adaptive features they have almost the lack of gills and blowholes that is present on the upper part of the body of their head, and they can breathe themselves. They can keeping up to the surface of water to get in air, and so that they can stay inside water for a long time without breathing. That means they can live underwater or sometimes above the water. Squids and octopus do not have streamlined bodies, and they still stay near the seabed and catch their prey moving towards them. They can make their bodies streamlined when they move in water. They breathe with the help of gills. That means they have gills to survive, to breathe into the water, that is dissolved oxygen keeping into the body. So these are the adaptation. Mainly our surrounding has some adaptive features and animals or plants also can achieve their adaptation to survive, to live in the fittest form. So these are the biotic and also the habitats, including the adaptation of plants and animals. So in this chapter, it is now completed and this is your worksheet 4 also. You should learn and you should read your chapter very carefully. Thank you for this video.